Hey gamers, for today's video I'm going to show you how to do the attract mode or the attract sound mod on a Bally MCR series SSIO. I believe this mode should, or this mod rather, should work for Tron as well as Satan's Hollow, and I believe any other MCR game that does not normally have attract mode or attract sound. Now, as most of you are familiar with, there's no way to turn the attract sound on or off in these older Bally MCR games. They're just always off. Now, as you may or may not know, there's a resistor. I believe it's this one right here. It's marked R135. Well, if you take this resistor is what's basically keeping your attract sound off. So if you remove this resistor, or if you just even go so far as to clip a leg off of it or whatever, it will turn your attract sound on. Only problem is if you do that, that's exactly what it is. It's going to be on all the time. You're not going to be able to turn it off. The only way you'll be able to turn it back off is to put that resistor back in. And you know, if you've clipped that leg, you're going to have to buy a new resistor. It's just, you know, a pain in the ass. There's a guy on the KOLV forums, I don't remember his name, I apologize for that. But he came up with a neat idea, which I thought was really cool. What he did was he wired up to a dip switch. And let me explain that. You have two dip banks on your SSIO. You have this one here, which has the 10 switches, and this one here, which only has 8. Well, he figured out that the dip switch number 8 on this bank over here is not even in use for anything in the game. So I thought, well, why not wire this up to where I can use switch 8 to turn the attract sound on or off. So basically what he did was he used this thin 30 gauge insulated wire wrap, and he basically had two strands going from this bank to the resistor. Now the reason he used this thin 30 gauge wire wrap, and it does have to be insulated for this, is because on the board here there's very tiny little holes where these traces come to an end. Well, this wire is thin enough to squeeze right through those holes, and you can feed it through to the back side of the board here just for kind of a neater job. Instead of having your wiring up front, it's on the back here behind it. But basically what he did was he had two strands going to this, and on the other end he had one of the strands going to the solder pad and the other strand going to the resistor. So I just thought it was a really neat idea. I'm going to do this on both my Tron and my Satan's Hollow, and this is going to be a first thing for me too, so we're going to kind of be sharing in the learning experience together on this one. But before I get started, I did want to show you guys there is a way to turn the attract sound on temporarily in your game. So if you want to hear what it sounds like before you attempt to do this mod, if you decide whether it's worth it to do this mod or not, let me show you how to do that real quick. Okay, since I have my Tron apart right now, I'm going to show you on my Satan's Hollow how to check the attract sound. First thing you'll want to do is you'll want to go into your menu, your service menu. And this will be the same kind of menu you'll see on Tron. You'll go to Machine Setup, and you're going to want to change your coin settings to, let me see, how do I do it here? Push 1 and 2 player buttons. Okay. You're going to want to change it to 2 coins per credit. Or you can do 3 or 4 coins, it doesn't matter, as long as you have 2 or more. Once you have that saved, get out of the menu. Now it goes back to the main game. Now if you put 1 coin in, just 1, you'll see it still says credit 0 because it requires 2 coins per credit. But it will turn the attract sound on. So as soon as it gets to this screen here, you'll be able to hear it. See, it's credit 0, so this is attract mode. So it works the same for Tron. If you want to, I'm just showing you this. If you want to see what the attract mode sounds like in your game before you decide if you're going to do this mod or not, here's just a quick and easy way on how to find out. Just like that, we're done. These 2 solder pads here are for dip switch number 8. 1 wire going to the on pad and 1 wire going to the off pad. Feeding through here. This wire here going directly to the solder pad where we clip that resistor off, and the other wire through this tiny little hole here and soldered on to that clipped end of the resistor. And I've got the resistor moved away from that pad so that there's no chance of these 2 traces touching each other and messing anything up. So let's get it back together and see what happens. Okay, so we got the board back in and we're going to turn it on and see what happens. Okay, I can hear the attract sound. So it seems to be working. So now we should be able to turn it off by flipping switch number 8. There we go, it's off. Actually, switch 8 is on, turning the attract sound off. And then comes back on. So this mod was a success. So as you can see, it works in Satan's Hollow too. This game room is getting a little noisier every day. So that's how you do the sound in attract mode mod. Thanks for watching.